Hi guys, I hope you had a great holiday season. Anyways, a lot of people were asking me how I create infinitely looping cloth in my artworks, such as this one. It's pretty simple, and this technique works with anything. Today, I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that in Cinema 4D and its motion systems. So, in this case, I have a cloth simulation file straight from Marvelous Designer, which I use typically to create my cloth simulation, but this also works with simulated cloth using Cinema 42. So as usual, we're gonna drag and drop the file into Cinema 4D, which gets me a dialog here. You just have to click OK, and we have our file. So in this case, as you can see, the animation is 420 frames here. One thing to keep in mind to use this technique to work is that the original simulation or your animation has to be greater than the duration you want to loop it for. For instance, if you want to loop this cloth for 10 seconds in 30 frames per second, it should be greater than 300 frames per second, which is in this case 425. Anyway, to get started, we have to make this thing editable because this is a Albamic file. You can do this by hitting the C key on your keyboard. Just that, it has done it. But you can do this also by right-clicking on the object and use this option, make editable here. So now we have our cloth editable. What we wanna do is go to Window and go to do a timeline dope sheet here, and I'm gonna undog this right so. Then we wanna go to functions and we wanna use this option, bake objects. We're gonna click it and we have a dialog box here. We're gonna wanna check the PLA, which is point level animation. We wanna click this checkbox and hit OK. So what it's gonna do is make your animation or simulation convert into keyframes, as you can see here. So we have all these keyframes here. The next step, oh, also by the way, it makes a copy of the original. So now we can hide the original by clicking and making this to red. We want to work with this copy version, which has these keyframes right here. Now we're gonna select this copy version and we're gonna go to animate and we wanna click on add motion clip. We will have this dialog box here, and then we wanna click the PLA again in this case, and we wanna click OK. So it's gonna make a motion clip, which is this tag here. So we wanna click this tag and open in TL, which means timeline basically. Now we have this motion clip right here. Then we wanna do is right click here and we wanna change the mode to cut and connect. And click it and it will become a razor to cut wherever you want. Now roughly what we want to do is to cut this clip in the middle like so, and then we want to change the mode to select. So we want to click this again to make it to select mode. Now we can move this, so click anywhere here and then we can move this independently. Now that we cut this to clips, so we want to zoom out and then we want to move this clip to the behind of this clip. Then we want to move this one forward and make this exactly 0 frames, and we want to drag this and overlap with this clip, and the end frame would be 299 since we want to make this loop for 10 seconds. So 0 to 299, and this will make a smooth transition from here to here, as you can see here, like so. And it's done. So we want to close this, and we want to make the timeline 299, which is basically 10 seconds exactly. You don't want this to be 300 because then you will get an extra frame, which we don't want. It's exactly 10 seconds here. Now we want to go forward on the timeline, and we can play, and it will play in a loop. Let's see. Yeah, it loops perfectly. So the next thing I do usually is to hit Shift C on your keyboard to make the search option visible. Then I want to search cloth. It's taking longer than usual. So yeah, so we want to double click on the cloth surface so it gives us a generator, and we want to drag it down here inside the cloth surface. So now we can add some thickness to it in the cloth surface, maybe 0.05 centimeters. Yeah, it's quite good. But usually what I do is turn down the subdivision to 0 in the cloth surface. Then I want to use a subdivision surface here, and I want to put this cloth surface in the subdivision surface. I mean, in my opinion, it gives a better result than the subdivision in the cloth surface. But usually in this case, I usually use the open subdiv loop version of the subdivision surface here. So it gives like a triangular shape. It looks better in my opinion, but you can use any of the modes, whichever works for you. So yeah, that's it. So again, it will be kind of slower because we're using a subdivision and the cloth surface altogether. But that's it. That's it you have to do to make a cloth simulate. And also, the surprising thing is this trick works with anything you want to do. For instance, if you want to animate a cube or maybe deform a cube or a sphere, this works well there too. So that's it. If you like this video, please do support me by subscribing, and of course you can also look at my visual works at Instagram at RageInFiction, and I see you soon. Thanks.